All right, episode 43 of the Bullheaded Podcast. I am your host, Sean Tyson, and I am here with my guys, P. Bush and Zoo. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Sean? Doing pretty well. Got some NFL talk here, and we got a J. Cole album dropping tonight.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm pumped about that.
Yeah, I'm ready for
Yes,
that.
sir. The fall off. It's been 3 years since he dropped an album, so I'm pumped for that, man.
You see J. Cole's playing professional basketball?
Yeah, he's playing in Rwanda, man. I love it.
He got hops too, man. Even though he almost knocked himself out.
6'3", man. He's got the shooting guard, you know.
Yeah.
He's got a nice jumper.
Man, I thought that was fake news, man, but that was from Shams Charania, man. I was like, oh, this guy had his sources, man.
Yeah.
He good ball. He played in a celebrity game. I don't know what year that was. Maybe 2011, maybe.
Yeah. Didn't he play at St. John's? I think he played at St. John's.
He played in college. But man,
I think he walked on.
Man, he became a rapper and hooper, man. That's a rare,
a legit one too. Like it's a legit one. He's not one of those guys that's just like got the Instagram videos of him shooting jumpers. Like, nah, he can actually play. I think he actually played one year. I don't know if it was in a gym in New York, but he was like running like 5-on-5 with a bunch of NBA guys. So.
He's playing with J.R. Smith and I forget who else. I think Quavo was the only other one that was invited to that because Quavo can ball too. He can play
too. Yeah, he got a song dropping tonight too. Him and his group. But this is not a music podcast. Just want to get that put in. I am excited about the J. Cole release, but this first topic, we're going to be talking about a very popular figure in, I guess, the sports world, and that being Tim Tebow. He recently I'm not sure if he's signed yet. I know he got a tryout, and he's going to be, I guess, trying to see if he can make the team with the Jaguars, but I think most people think he's going to make the roster. So want to get the guys' thoughts on that. He's switching to an entirely new position with the tight end. So I wanted to see where do they see this going? Can they see this as a situation where he's going to be making an impact? It's a situation where, you know, he could get cut or if he's just going to be a morale guy. And, People, Sean, start with you, man.
Tim Tebow, man. One of the most legendary moments that I remember in NFL playoffs with that 88-yard slant route to Demaryius Thomas, man. That kickstarted Demaryius' career and probably brought Peyton Manning over that way to win them a Super Bowl. But, you know, Tim Tebow, I think to your point, Sean, you know, this is a very morale. You know, he's an energy guy. Everyone's seen him in the huddle. You know, he tried baseball. You know, he's kind of everywhere. You know, I feel like I haven't seen him in the same place within the same year in a long time, ever since he left Denver. So, you know, there were two teams that would have probably been willing to give him a tryout, and that is the Jets and the Jaguars. Let's be completely honest here. You know, he's got the body for a tight end. I mean, he's 250. I mean, he's not like a small guy. He's 6'3", 250. He could at least block. You know, he likes to get in people's faces. But is he going to make an impact? Not on the field, man. I mean, not really. I think he's just kind of going to be a locker room veteran guy. And, you know, he's 33. What really is he going to add? I don't know really what else to say on Tim Tebow, but, you know, I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see him making it back into the league after so many years. But it is the Jaguars, and unless Trevor Lawrence brings them to the motherland, man, I don't see them really making an impact this year. So I hope to see him on the field at some point, but he might just be a practice squad guy.
Tim Tebow, Mr. Irrelevant, man. I don't know why everybody likes Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow, Florida Gators. He believes in God. Good for him. He loves his faith. He's a good man. He's a likable dude. Stephen A. Smith is my friend. People like him. He's a lovable dude. But my God, he can't throw a freaking football, man. No. And he couldn't play QB. Got an opportunity with the Jets. It was too bad with the Jets. Like, if you got multiple opportunities as a QB, you can't throw a football. The man switched careers, man. He went broadcasting with ESPN. He played minor league baseball. Like, this dude had his 2 careers after football. Like, This is his 4th career pretty much right now. Like, how does a guy pivot that many times in his career, man? Like, this kind of times you just got to give it up. You lived your dream of being a professional NFL QB. You lived your dream of being a baseball player. But you should do what you're best at. Analyzing sports on ESPN, man. He's a great broadcaster of college football. As a passionate reporter, be that type of guy because I don't want to watch Tim Tebow, man. And this is, I don't know, Urban Myers. I don't like Urban Myers, man. This dude, I don't like Urban Myers, man.
Really?
Guy's a sketchy. This dude just hired, you know his hiring philosophy or his hiring history.
Sure.
A little sketchy, man. I don't know. If you look at his track record, man. Yeah,
a lot of college coaches.
Yeah, Mr. Chris Doyle, man. This guy's got racism. But he got kicked out of college. Hired him. And I got Tim Tebow. And you know about wasn't Urban Meyer's Florida coach?
Yeah. He was.
Coach in Florida.
Florida coach, right?
He was there.
Was that
the connection?
Yeah, was that Hernandez? Was that Hernandez?
Yes,
it was Aaron Hernandez.
I'm just saying, there's just lots of bodies following Urban Meyers, man. And you also had that other scandal. I forgot what that other scandal was, but there was another scandal. Yeah, there's another scandal about some coach that he hired with domestic violence. So I don't know. I just feel like all this bad news just follows Urban Meyers.
Yeah.
I don't know if this guy
he still gets a job.
Yeah, I don't know why though, man. Just because you're a good college coach doesn't make you a good NFL coach. Like Nick Saban tried to coach the NFL. He failed. And he's he's probably the greatest college football coach of all time. So it's a very different game as far as you control the entire game of college football by recruiting the players, man, building a culture of a program. While NFL, you just get a franchise quarterback and you got to lean on that guy and hope you get it done. So it's a very different type of game. Good luck to Urban Meyers. He got lucky because he got Trevor Lawrence, man. Trevor Lawrence is his quarterback, so he's obviously starting a little leg up with him. But Urban Meyers, not a fan. Tim Tebow, potential tight end, not a fan either.
We're not going to see him, man. Let's just be completely honest. We're not going to really see him play. He might get in, for one play at the beginning of the year, or maybe in the preseason you might see him. But I it's news because of his name, right? And he is involved a lot still with the broadcasting zoo, like you said. He was great for the SEC network. I mean, I thought that's what he should have kept going with. He could have made a hell of a living off of that. Like you said, he's very passionate, knows the game really well. But hey, I give him props. The only thing, I mean, trying in a completely new position at 33 years old and giving it a shot. Yeah, he has an in and a connection with Urban Meyer, but I don't think it's going to turn into anything. But I can't hate the man for trying, I guess, is the only thing I have to say about that. So,
yeah, Tim Tebow, man, it's such a tiresome story. I think with Tim, he has an issue, and I think Shannon Sharp brought it up on Undisputed when I caught a little bit of it the other day. He kind of brought it up as he doesn't want to let it go. He feels like because he had, I think to his detriment, he had that one crazy year with the Broncos where, he was doing all this stuff and then he had that huge play in the playoffs. It's just when you get that, if I had that type of feeling and I had that happen, I would still be chasing it. So I understand that aspect, but it's like you say, he's in his mid-30s. We all know the only reason why he got this position is because he knows Urban. And to me, I hope Trevor comes in and is able to kill it. Because if he doesn't, even though it will not make any sense, it's going to be that section. I'm telling you, it's Jacksonville. I don't want it to happen, but it's going to be that section in Jacksonville that's Tebow time. And everybody's going to be looking at him like this, like he's crazy. And I get it. I understand it. But you don't want that. I don't think they should have brought Tebow in because of that dynamic. I don't think Trevor's going to struggle to that effect. But you got to understand, Tebow's not just in Jacksonville, that area, Gainesville. He's not just a guy who won them a championship. He's a god there for them. It'd be different if he was signed in Buffalo because Buffalo is Buffalo and Tebow don't have any street cred there. But in Jacksonville, there's nothing Tebow can do wrong to a lot of those people there. So I'm just saying, if Trevor comes out to a rocky start and the team's not playing well, you're going to hear that. And to me, that's just an added distraction. I don't understand.
It is.
I don't get it.
He is an added distraction just in, not in him, he obviously wants the attention. Sean, it was a great point, that he can't let it go. And understandably, I don't think any of us would be able to let it go if we had that same situation happen to us. Yeah. I'd like to say I would be able to, but I don't think I would be able to. It's just kind of, I think it's just a media story grab. They're just trying to stir it up again. It's been a couple of years since Tebow's been relevant, so they needed to bring it back. But the fact that it's overshadowing the fact that Trevor Lawrence just got drafted is pretty funny in its own right. So, I mean, it's Jacksonville, man. I don't have that high of expectations, at least this first year. So
I think Tebow, the situation would do us all a favor if he didn't make the team. But like you say, I think Tebow, to your point, is more so for the I guess the early morning debate shows and stuff like that and getting that hype. So I understand that aspect, and he gets views. So if anything, if Jacksonville, which I think they're probably going to go to 100% capacity, it's definitely guaranteed now with Tebow being there. Just his presence and signing autographs and doing all that stuff, he's going to be able to, I guess, make that team more likable. I don't know, to that nature, but he's taking up a roster spot in my eyes. So we will switch to Aaron Rodgers now. A couple of reports and things of that nature are kind of trending towards him going back to the Packers. But I want to kind of play a hypothetical, and I want to ask the guys, which team do you think would be the best fit? Where would you like to see Aaron actually play? Things of that nature. So, Zoo, if Aaron Rodgers didn't return to Green Bay, where would you like to see him?
I reject that question. He should stay as a Green Bay Packer, man. He should stay as a Green Bay Packer. Last year in the fourth quarter, he had an opportunity of going to the Super Bowl, man. Tom Brady threw two picks. He got multiple opportunities in the fourth quarter, and he just didn't get it done, man. He got stopped. Went to the red zone, field goal. 4-3 down territory, messing up, man. That's on Aaron Rodgers. Davante Adams is like playing like a Hall of Famer. Aaron Jones is getting 10 touchdowns a season right now. Dual threat running back. So he got the weapons, and the defense is actually average. They ain't horrendous anymore. They're average. That's all I need from a defense with an Aaron Rodgers offense. So if the offense is elite, defense is average, you go win a Super Bowl. And last year, he took a dump on my Green Bay Packers Super Bowl dreams, man. He was embarrassing, disgraceful, and didn't get it done. And now he wants to get paid? Man, I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers, man. He didn't show up in the NFC Championship game, man. He didn't show up. He had an opportunity of beating Tom Brady in this beautiful opportunity, and he blew it. What team is he going to do? The Oakland Raiders? Denver Broncos? Stop it, man. You got to build chemistry with your offensive weapons, man. None of these other teams has a Davante Adams, man. Davante Adams in the red zone is incredible, man. Incredible. One-on-one coverage. Curl route. So beautiful, man. He doesn't even need to see him run his route, man. They got second nature behind him, man. They played together so long. So I don't see any other team with that many weapons. And they have a good offensive line, too. So I don't know, man. The offense for Aaron Rodgers is there. Like, they re-signed Aaron Jones. Davante Adams still under contract for one more year. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't see any other team that gives him a better opportunity of winning a Super Bowl. And that should be his primary goal right now.
And they just signed Blake Bortles, too.
Oh, my Lord.
They're set and ready for the Super Bowl, man.
I didn't get that.
Zoo, I can't tell if you're a Packers or a Chiefs fan, man. I honestly don't. I can't tell. You see, my Green Bay Packers, Patrick Mahomes, my Chiefs, man, my Chiefs. You need to pick one at the end of the day and root for him from preseason week 1 through the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Packers are usually cut off.
AFC team.
All right, get out of here. Whatever. But first of all, I feel like this is literally the cycle for the Packers every year, man. They starting with the offseason, there's always that Aaron Rodgers chatter. And as Sean has mentioned, right, this is a little bit more hyped up this year, I think more so than in the past. But, then it gets settled down. They go into the regular season. They go 13-3. They get the 1 seed, and then they choke in the NFC Championship game. That has been the resume of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers for the last 11 years, man. That has been their resume since they won that Super Bowl against the Steelers. And, I don't think this year is going to be any different, Zoo. I do have to agree with you. I think, I don't think he'll end up leaving. They're going to pay him, man. He's the heart and soul of Green Bay, whether they like it or not. And but if I'm really thinking about where he should go, I'd actually like him on the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins would be nice to give him warm weather. Give Aaron Rodgers warm weather, man. I think he would thrive. He loves Florida. He loves his open space. It's not Wisconsin where you can go up into the woods and get away from everybody, but it's warm weather. You can be outside. He's got solid weapons, man. They got Jalen Waddle coming in along with Devontae Parker, who is an unreal back shoulder throwing guy, catching guy that Aaron Rodgers loves. He's no Davante Adams, and you can't compare anybody to Davante, let's be honest. But he's not a bad option. He was thriving with Ryan Fitzpatrick. What would he do with Aaron Rodgers? I don't give a damn how long it would take him to get chemistry. If they were to pull this trade off right now, he would have all of OTAs. He would have all, training camp, right? All preseason to practice with these guys. If he went to a new team, he'd probably play in at least the first half of every preseason game, right? Just to get that under his belt. And he'd be out of the NFC, man. Maybe it's just a curse for him in the last 10 years being in the NFC, and now Tom Brady's in the NFC, who just kicked his ass. So, it's tough to see. I don't think he will leave, but hypothetically, I think Miami and I think Denver is another one, both with good defenses, man, great defenses. And that's something he's never really had. And that could be the difference maker. We don't know. We've never seen Rodgers play with a legitimate defense probably since the Super Bowl days and with when he was backing up Brett Favre. So if he was to go to a team like with Vic Fangio in Denver, man, once again, Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. Those are some solid weapons to go along with a star-studded defense with Patrick Surtain coming in. I know they haven't signed him yet to a rookie contract. I'm sure he's negotiating. But they have – and imagine how far he could throw the freaking ball, man, in Denver. He'd be throwing that thing 80 yards in one throw, man, down to Cortland. So, like I said, I don't think he'll leave, but I think there are some options out there. I know the Dolphins have Tua, but Aaron Rodgers right now will probably be better than Tua will ever be. I'm going to say that right now. And so, if you could get 4 years of Aaron Rodgers and have to get rid of Tua or, bench Tua for 4 years and kind of have him be mentored under Rodgers, I'd do that in a heartbeat, man. It's just whether or not the Packers are willing to pull it off.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos, man. Does not fit Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers in orange, man. You look so weird in orange, man.
It's only because you know him in green and yellow.
Nah, man. Sometimes you can tell, man. Put that uniform
Everything said about Brady,
man.
too.
Nah, Tom Brady in Buccaneers uniform. He looks great, man.
Because you've seen him in it.
That's why. No, man. When he heard the Buccaneers, man, I'm like, man, that team is loaded. He looked great in a Bucs uniform. Aaron Rodgers in orange. Not going to happen, man. Not going to happen.
Yeah. Unless he joins the Bears. I'm just kidding. We got Fields now, baby.
Talk about that. You want to talk about a story. That would dominate ESPN for a whole month. Every day they would lead off with that. Every day. It don't matter if it's stale. They're still leading off with that. I think Denver is one of the choices I've been pushing on the not podcast, but the Instagram account a little bit. I've been pushing that a little bit. But the more I've thought about it, I actually like him if he were to leave, which I don't think he's going to leave. If he were to leave, I like the Browns. I like the Browns because I think he can unlock Odell a lot. Devontae is a number one, of course. We all know that. And I think he's better than Odell. But I think in terms of what Odell brings, in terms of the shiftiness, slot, I don't think he's ever had a guy that's been explosive like that in the slot. And Odell is also a vertical guy. Then you pair him with Landry, a guy that's like Mr. Reliable. You give Rodgers two legitimate options, and then that defense, because if you look at Cleveland's defense, D-line is crazy. Secondary is super loaded. There's nobody going to throw on Cleveland. If they don't, it'd be because they're poorly coached, because they got so many DBs. And also, offensive line has been upgraded, I think, I think they were top 5 last year. I'm not sure, but I know they got a lineman last year in the draft. Not sure what they did in the draft this year, but I just think the combination of defense that Aaron has never had, because you got to think, if you go back to Aaron Rodgers' early times when he was after a Super Bowl, when he was getting to the playoffs, he was doing his job, but his defense was giving up like 48, 50 points. Like I think in the Atlanta series, they gave up like so many, Arizona series, so many points. Like he would have been in the Super Bowl at least 2 more times if he had just a defense that gave up half. And that's an underrated thing. Not trying to say that Brady's not the GOAT, but people got to remember those defenses that he's had. Bill Belichick, outside of maybe what was the Super Bowl against the Seahawks or whatever? I'm not sure who it was.
The Eagles was high scoring.
Yeah, the Eagles. Yeah, like his defenses have been on lock, and they've kept. Now it's been helped by the AFC East, but he's kept his defenses in check. So it's like, I think Aaron would, if it was me, I would do that trade. If Green Bay calls Cleveland, like I I'm not the biggest Baker guy. Me and my friend get in an argument all the time over it. Because I'm like, if they love Baker so much, why haven't they extended him yet or gave him his 5th-year option if they love him so much? Like, I feel like they're trying to give him this to prove it year. And if he doesn't do that well, they might be looking in another direction. So to me, it's like you got to go for it. Like, especially a franchise like Cleveland. Like, you haven't been any type of successful in terms of the playoffs and getting the championship. So if you get a chance at like a generational talent, even if it's only for 2 to 3 years, you got to do it. And like you say, with quarterbacks now, just draft you another one. Like they're coming out every year. So that's what I would do. But I don't think Green Bay.
That's a hot take. I mean, it would fit perfectly, but I think they're all in on Baker just because he was the one that brought them to the playoffs last year. Yeah. And it'd be hard to see them letting him go. But if you're talking for like a prime location, like, no strings attached anywhere he could go, that's a damn good option. But man, seeing Aaron Rodgers in a Browns helmet, it'd be ugly. That's almost as ugly as the Packers alternate jerseys, man. Those jerseys are ugly.
Yellow and blue ones?
Yeah.
Those are really bad.
You think it was back in the 1930s, bro. That is the worst jersey as an alternate. Jerseys. That's the one thing the Bears have always had up on the Packers, man. They're alternate jerseys.
So. Don't they have brown pants with those too?
Yep. Yeah, like a mustard, brown mustard.
I don't know what that is. I can't believe they actually wore that. Yeah, it's weird. But I don't know. I think Aaron's going to end up ultimately staying, so we don't have to really worry about that. Now, in terms of I'm retired now, I don't know. But yeah, Aaron's got to have a situation this year where he gets them over the hump. I don't know what they're going to be looking at in terms of the schedule, which we're about to talk about next. But he's got to get it going, man. I think if he can just get one more, it'll make it. He's not going to be the GOAT, but it's going to solidify a lot of answers about his career. So hopefully Aaron will be able to do that. But we're going to switch for this last topic and quickly talk about the schedule. It came out. Not surprised at the Dallas Cowboys, which I understand because they're America's team and everybody likes to see them in the playoffs. And I do believe if they were to make a Super Bowl, it would be insane because there's so many Cowboys everywhere. So I get giving them the easiest schedule because you're trying to get them to win and get them on TV, get them in the playoffs because it's better for the league. I get it. More eyeballs. Do not understand the Buccaneers. Some would say Tom Brady's on the team. Some would say they had a harder schedule last year, regardless of the fact that's going to kind of maybe pencil them in to the playoffs and possibly another Super Bowl. So I'm going to talk to the guys about their thoughts with the schedule, what they see as unfair, just right. And Peebush, what's your thoughts, man?
Well, I agree with you, Sean. I think the Cowboys-Bucks, being the first matchup of the regular season, I think that's just such an audience grab, man. I mean, like you said, America's team.
Fantasy point days,
exactly.
baby.
That is going to be whoever is drafting any Cowboys or Bucks players, man. They're going to be having a feast on that Thursday. But look, you can't hate on putting the Bucks in there. I know that they have one of the easier schedules, and you can disagree with that all you want, and that's fine. They did have a very difficult schedule last year, and the NFL, no matter how well you do, usually tries to flip-flop year in and year out. But I'm sure there was a little favor involved with Brady. No, not conspiratorial, but I don't doubt it. And but putting the Cowboys, I mean, why not the Chiefs or the Bills, man? That would be the top three teams, right? Bucks, Bills, and Chiefs. I think we talked about that in the past. I think we can consensus agree that those are the top three teams going into the season, barring any injuries. Why would you not? I mean, I understand that you play the same divisions and all that, but man, work it out. Get Brady to play against the Bills when they're actually good. That's what I want to see. He's played the Bills for 20 years when they've just been atrocious. And why not put them in a good situation? Hell, you might even get to see Trubisky play in that game if Josh Allen were to go down or blow out Brady.
Oh my Lord! I can't believe you still mentioned Trubisky, man.
Oh, dude, it's great, man. And but there's a lot of great games in that week one. I think that I do like the Bears-Rams Sunday Night Football. Justin Fields versus Matt Stafford. Two great defenses going up against each other. The Bears and Rams have had some solid battles in the past 3-4 years, I'd say. And man, I am just pumped that they're putting Justin Fields' first game. If he starts, it seems like Nagy's, pretty much brushing Andy Dalton to the side as he should.
Yeah. Their jobs are on the line with this.
Their jobs are on the line.
They're having a play.
You got to have some balls. Let's be honest. In this season, you got to take some risks. Not that I would even consider that to be a risk. I would have put him in the moment he was drafted. I would announce that he was a starting quarterback. But I love that he's going to be put in the limelight. The man clearly loves the big stage, as we've seen. Those are the Bears-Rams game is one I'm keeping an eye out for. We might get to see Sam Darnold prove to the Jets that he was actually good. We'll get you that. That's a solid option too. And then the last one is the Cardinals and Titans. I think that could also be a pretty high-scoring game. You got Derrick Henry going up against Kyler Murray and D-Hop. So week one they've slated pretty well. Strength of schedules are a different story, but I just can't wait for early September, man.
Oh yes, early September. Do you know what that means in August? Fantasy football season, yes, baby. It's almost that time to get back to the fantasy football mock drafts, though. But looking at this week one, man, I gotta watch Mahomes play again against the Cleveland Browns, man. Yes, I do, man. Dude, that's a great game. Like, dude, the Cleveland Browns, they're loaded, man. They're loaded, man. Like, they're good on offense, good on defense, good old. They're probably the best offensive line in football right now. Probably the best offensive line. That's why Baker Mayfield. Like, Baker Mayfield is an average quarterback, but the amount of weapons, the amount of protection this dude has, man, he has all the luxuries in the world. So if Baker Mayfield does not have success, you got no chance of having any success in any other state, man. Like, if you don't have success with this roster, you got to retire from playing football. So Baker Mayfield, man, he's going to have a good season this year just because the amount of talent that surrounded this man. And I got to see Mahomes before redemption, man. They upgraded their offensive line. And that offensive line was so disgraceful with those injuries, man. I still haven't recovered, man. They ruined my
talking about that?
No, I'm so salty about that Super Bowl, man.
31-9.
It's not because they lost. It was a butt whooping. It was so boring. And I lost money too.
Yeah, that's probably the big reason. Yeah.
I lost money. It was an L on top of an L, man. So they have to go for redemption. And teams like this, man, they always bounce back, man. I don't know. But like, if you look at history, a lot of teams that get whooped in the Super Bowl, they come back with a vengeance. So the added motivation, I feel like Patrick Mahomes, man, he's going to start off like a 5-game, 6-game winning streak.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, this dude's
unless
unbelievable,
the Browns
man.
whoop them.
That's bold.
Like Sean was talking about, man. They have one of the best defenses in the league, let alone one of the best secondaries.
Crazy, man.
I don't give a damn how fast Tyreek Hill is. They're going to have a game plan. They are planning right now for that Chiefs game, man. Yeah. They don't care about the preseason. That's just to get reps.
You can't game plan for Tyreek Hill, man. Like,
you can try. Clearly, the Bucs did.
Man, no, it's the offensive line, man. He had no time to throw the football, man. If he had, even some of the crazy throws he made, man, it was such a shame. Such a shame. So, I still haven't recovered for that, but one team I want to watch, man, New England Patriots, man. I want to see what they do at the QB position.
Yeah.
Like, against the Dolphins, this is a team that stopped the Patriots pretty much from making a run a couple of years back with Tom Brady when they had the ultimate upset. But, yeah, I really want to see if they actually start their rookie, man. Over Cam. Mac Jones.
You don't think they'll start Mac?
I don't know, man. Like, this is the first time the New England Patriots has taken a quarterback in the first round, man, in a while. Like, how long has it been?
Because Jimmy G wasn't the first round.
Jimmy G.
Neither was Jacoby.
Yeah, exactly. So it's legit been multiple decades they have drafted a first-round quarterback. Yeah. So having this opportunity with Mac Jones, like Cam Newton is more of a filler guy now. Like Cam Newton's a veteran. So interesting what they want to do with Mac Jones because, man, I'm just looking at all the rookie quarterbacks right now. Because they're going to – I don't know. The NFL's gotten a lot easier on these quarterbacks. So a lot of these quarterbacks, if you're any good, you go off to hot starts now. Like what Justin Herbert's done and all these QBs that come out of nowhere, like you if you're good, you're going to start good. So, like, we'll see after these first couple of weeks to see which are these stud quarterbacks. Obviously, we expect a lot from Trevor Lawrence, but, man, these other ones.
Justin Fields.
I have no idea. Like, Zach Wilson.
That's the most interesting one.
I don't know, man.
So
like, I don't know
if he's going to boom or bust.
Dude, his team is so bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad roster.
Yeah.
Hey. We'll get to see him and Sam Darnold face off in week 1, man. That's going to be
a
lot of ghosts being seen, man.
I'm just like, his roster is so bad. So, but you stole my Justin Fields against the Rams, man.
I hope he torches Jalen Ramsey, man. That's all I'm hoping for.
yeah. Justin Fields is a big dude, man. He's a big dude.
He is.
Yeah. They got a good one, man. They got a good one.
Yeah. I think the game I'm interested in to see the most is obviously New England versus Tampa. Kind of wish that was a week 1 game just because, and with New England maybe going to Tampa because, they do the whole Super Bowl ceremony type stuff. But I get Tom going back to New England. That's more of you want to see Tom back in New England in that whole atmosphere. So I'm interested in that game. Really, and for me, any NFC East game towards the end of the season is a game I'm looking towards. I don't know what games of the NFC East that are towards the end, but I feel like those are always pivotal games because I always feel like the Dallas is always 8-8. I always feel like Philly's 9-7, 8-8, 7-9. So those games are always really close, and the division race always comes down to that last week. So whoever's playing in the NFC East towards the end, I want to watch because I do feel out of all the divisions, that division has the most for me when I'm looking online, people talking crap. I see a bunch of Washington fans talking Dallas, New York, whatever. So Philly fans are crazy. So I always feel like that division is super rich in rivalry. So I'm looking forward to those games. But yeah, fantasy football, I got to bounce back. Rough year. Won't be able to snatch James Robinson off the I think waiver wires anytime soon because he was the only one guy that kept me somewhat afloat. So I got to find a new guy to pick up. But I got some guys in mind, man. First off, there's a lot of rookies. I feel like they're going to make a lot of impact. So I'm really interested in seeing how that's going to go. But that's all the topics we have for tonight. Talking to heavy NFL, which won't be the case probably next week because we'll be talking about a lot of NBA playoffs and scenarios. I think unfortunately we won't be able to see and be able to comment on the play-ins because they're kind of going to fall weird in the schedule. So we will be talking about strictly playoffs for the most part, unless some NFL news drops, which, how the news cycle goes, it probably will. So we might sprinkle that in if we get anything that goes on with that. But as usual, you guys make sure you subscribe to our Instagram page. I really hit the follow button on Instagram. Content daily, 5-6 days a week, putting up all kind of stuff with trending topics, football, basketball, the whole 9. So you guys make sure you subscribe to that at bullheaded_pod. Make sure you guys subscribe to our Spotify, Apple, Anchor. Those are 3 main ones that we distribute this podcast with so you guys can listen to us. If you're on Apple, give us 5 stars on iTunes because that gets us in the algorithm so we can get more views and listens. And as usual, for me, P. Bush, and Zoo, we're out.